Hey guys, welcome to today's issue, Brenner Brother Antiques Coffee Talk. We're back. Coffee Talk, take two. And action.
Folks, we forgot to record our coffee talk.
We just did about 10 minutes of
Monday.
coffee talk, and when I was realized it wasn't recording. So
Dave mid-sentence goes, that's not recording.
it's not even recording. What?
Well, I need my glasses. I can't even see the thing wasn't recording.
Well, you missed some good stuff, but
I hope you laugh as much as we just did before we turned that on. We realized it wasn't recording.
oh my gosh. I guess that's the start of a Monday right
Monday
there.
morning right there.
Oh,
all over
yeah.
me. I'm telling you what, it was a rough weekend.
It was.
I was tired.
You know what? I was tired too. But I went up, took a little reprieve. As you guys, they were getting on me.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
glad it
busting him
wasn't
up.
on
You guys
the show.
missed it. He's
See,
been up at the lake all weekend.
I went up to the lake and they were they were busting me about it. So
Yeah, Jimmy goes to the lake a lot. That's what we were saying. But no, coffee talk. Announcement real quick. October 12th, Octoberfest at the Heart of Ohio Antique Center. We've got 50 dealers. It's going to be an antiques fair on top of our normal, 1,000 vendor antique center, 122,000 square foot. We're offering up about, how many thousand square feet is that area that we're using?
Man, that's big.
Probably 20 or 30,000 square foot area that we're going to open up for an antiques fair for our dealers. Free admission. We're going to have a beer garden set up.
Yeah.
We're going to have a brats will be the special of the day, and just some fun atmosphere. Jimmy's going to be set up there. Kate will be set up. Who else will be? Janet's going to be set up. Mamo and Papal.
Yeah, Matt will set
And
up
then
in our
a
spot.
ton of our dealers at the Antique Center have signed up to set up. So you want to come. You want to be a part of that. It's going to be October 12th, all day, 9:30 to 6. And you'll be able to talk to and meet our dealers, talk to them directly. The sales will be handled right through the Antique Center as always. Everything will be carried up front for you, so you won't have to carry it around. We'll have extra employees there, extra staff there, ready to rock. So it's going to be a great day, October 12th. October 12th. Josh, you got a new creek at your house.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell them about that Copper Top, right?
Yeah, Copper Top. The Copper Top house, my wife Emily runs an Airbnb, and we have a pond there that it doesn't have a natural water flow into it, so the levels always
we call
change
it a mud puddle right now.
Yeah,
It goes way
It
down.
drops way down. But we spent the past couple days, we actually put a well in, and we built a creek that goes down to it. So
Yeah, it's
it
pretty
turned
cool.
out really good.
Very, very nice.
Spent the weekend doing that in between being at the Heart, and the Heart had a busy.
It was
busy
Saturday.
weekend.
It was off the charts Saturday.
Sunday was good too.
Yeah, it was a good weekend. Okay, let's get into some of these Q&As here, guys. There's a lot of questions this week, so we're going to get started right away. Why doesn't Joe sell his own stuff on Whatnot? He probably would make more money. Well, that's a catch-22. First off, if Joe, if you guys are selling on Whatnot, you understand that the way we approach it is we start everything at $1, and we sell it regardless of price. And we don't always make money on everything. Sometimes we lose money. But Joe has gotten to this position where he likes to, to be that buyer and wholesale to me. He would rather just get paid right away. So he'll buy a group of stuff and pay whatever, $1,000 for something. And say, hey, give me $1,200, you can have the group. And it
What's
works.
pretty cool about that is he's training his eye. He knows what you like, knows the price ranges, and so really he's getting to do a lot of volume by doing it the way you guys are doing it.
That brings up a really good thing too for people. If you have an outlet to be able to do that, sometimes you don't have to be the buyer and then find a way to get it out to everybody else and sell it. You can buy it and sell it to the person you're selling to, and you know what they're willing to pay for things.
Well, and think of it also this way: to sell on Whatnot, I mean, you gotta set a show up. You gotta be able to work the show. Sell the items on the show, be on the camera. It's not just like, hey, I'm gonna just sell my stuff. It's a process that goes with it too. It's not just simple. Where
Shipping's not easy.
Right.
Shipping's
It's
not
another
easy.
part
Plus
of it that people forget
commissions
about.
from Whatnot. I mean, there's a whole aurora of things you got to take into consideration.
Right.
So in Joe's situation, he works for me at Berners Auction Gallery, and I'm trying to teach him to buy and sell antiques, and he's getting way better at it. He's really learning a lot. Him and Luke both are. And so what I made an agreement with Joe is that I will buy everything you get as long as you treat me fair on the price and you pay in the price ranges I can buy it at. And so he's got an automatic sale. So how easy is it that you can buy an unlimited amount of merchandise and have it all sold the second you get it? That's what's called like a picker, you know.
Right. It's a personal picker.
It's a personal picker, and I've got folks like Joe set up all over the country that I work with. You know, well, not all over the country, but South Florida a lot, and then around Ohio, this part of the country that do exactly what Joe's doing, and they love it because it's
east of the Mississippi, right?
Right.
Well, if you think about it, if you knew that you could make 10 or 20% on every $1,000 you spend, and you can spend that $1,000 2, 3, 4 times a week,
Right.
You're making 20% on your money 2, 3, 4 times a week. Stock market won't even come close to that. So Joe's in a really good spot. He's actually invested in a little bit of the stock market too. And he's like, well, you know, the stock market isn't near as good as the antiques flipping. But you got to learn how to buy. He almost made a mistake yesterday. He was a high bidder on a piece of fake Tiffany.
Oh wow!
And I showed him why not to buy it. He thought it was a real Tiffany lamp, and it was fake. It had the wrong mark. The signature was not correct. The form was not right. And so he canceled his bid, but he almost made a big mistake because he's starting to step up and pay pretty good money for stuff. But what a way to learn too. Mm-hmm. The way you learn the fastest in this business,
right?
You buy it, you sell it, you lose money. Best education you ever get. I'm telling you right now, when you lose money on something, you remember why you lost money, and you learn from it. And so that was really great for Joe last week. Okay, could you have the Wednesday afternoon glass and other items again? Well, the last month or two since we went on vacation has been we've been out of sorts.
Yes, we have.
We're trying to get back into a rhythm, and your kids just starting school this week.
Yep, they start Wednesday. I've got one going to be a freshman, and another one starting first day of college coming up.
So yeah, this is a week.
My wife's back to school this week, first day too. So
Jimmy's wife's back to school.
Finally got her back to school.
So you're right. My wife, she's back this week too.
So everything can get back
to
to
touchy
normal
around the house.
Oh yeah, no kidding. As a matter of fact,
I'm going to work again.
I act like I'm asleep, Josh. When they get up and come back in, and get out of the shower and go in the room, I just act like I'm asleep.
Jump up and start making coffees. What you
maybe I should use that approach instead. That would help me.
Because they come in, they see you still sleeping.
Oh, that's bad news. Maybe that's what it is.
All right. Question about Miss Pat. Do you think Miss Pat has as many items in her home as you have in a few buildings? No. I mean, our buildings are huge. So each building at the Antique Center is 10,000 square foot or more. And I think there's a couple 12s in there. Think about that. Miss Pat's house is I don't even know how many square feet, probably 3,500 or so, 1,000 square feet.
Put it on one building.
Or 3,500 square feet, not 35,000.
Oh, that'd be a big house.
But I mean, we could definitely get all her stuff in one of our buildings, and but she's got a lot of stuff. Let's flip that around. Miss Pat's collection is very extensive, and you guys have seen the videos. Incredible amount of volume,
and it's impressive, and she keeps it all.
Josh, how did you and Jimmy meet your wives?
Met mine in high school.
High school sweethearts.
The first time I ever met my wife, we both were a part of the New Carlisle Cubs organization. She was a cheerleader and I was a football player. That would have been
fourth grade?
Third grade. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's what I knew her. Yeah, I knew her from then.
Fell in love with the cheerleader.
Yep, it happens.
How about you?
Well,
how'd you meet your wife?
I met my wife. The first time I actually seen my wife was she was the track coach at Tecumseh.
She was my track coach.
Yeah, Josh and Aaron's track coach. Yeah, those guys come home and said, "Hey, we got a new track coach out at school." So I went out and I was working out at the time, running around the track.
you got to start running track, huh?
That was the first time I
was interested in track again, weren't you?
That was the first time I seen her. But I didn't actually meet her, though, until it was probably 4 or 5 years later. I was working a basketball game as security, and I seen her come in the door at the end, and I was like, "Who is that? That's the girl I've seen. She's a teacher there." Anyways, long story short, the next weekend, I was.
You asked her out.
You ran into her.
Ran into her.
You guys purposely ran into her?
Yeah. Well, I didn't purposely run into her. I headed down, went to a restaurant, and she was in the far back corner. And as soon as I walked in the door, she turned around. I'm not kidding. As soon as I walked in the door, she turned around. I seen her, and she seen me. And then she walked right up to me. And I'll never forget the first word she ever said to me.
What was it?
"Are you a burner?" I was like,
That's hard to stay away from you boys. You got a bad rep.
but with that night, she was there for one of her friends' birthday parties, and we got to talking, and it was actually I took her home that night, dropped her off. She had rode there with some friends, so I gave her a ride home, dropped her off at the house.
Express relationship there.
No, nothing like that at all. But anyways, I met her that night, and you know what? Though we talked.
See you later. Love you.
No, don't. I got her number.
Here's my wife.
We talked.
Silver's shaking her head like these guys.
Yeah, we
Their wives are
talked.
gonna be so disappointed in them.
But that's how I met her. It was cool.
I really appreciate your education on everything, and all you do is Jimmy, the one who dresses up for the sales. Yes, Jimmy dresses up. Have you guys ever thought about dressing up as the Three Musketeers? Maybe the Three Stooges. I don't know. Never really thought about that.
So Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
And have you ever thought about changing the grilled cheese with the pickles to the Kate special? Well, it'd be 2 grilled cheese because she always gets 2. But yeah, I mean that's an interesting idea. We did at the meet and greet. We actually had grilled cheese as our special that day in honor of Kate. But yeah, Jimmy's wardrobe, like he's in charge of that. That's on him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, and like I said,
I was trying to remember that toolbox you bought, and you're like, hey, we could probably use this, and we're going to set it in there.
Yeah.
I went to set it in, and he had so much stuff crammed on the one side.
There's no room, is there?
We have to get Jimmy a new wardrobe area, man. We're gonna get the tools in
what
that
I
we're
need
using.
to, what I really need to do is change out my costume area because there's so much in there. I do. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
in
there's
there.
The dressing
There was
room now,
awesome.
basically.
And there's so much in there, but I don't tell these guys what I'm going to be week to week.
I usually never know. A lot of times I don't know. I'm already on. I'm
Right.
filming already.
You're
When I
filming,
walk in the door,
when
I'm
you
like,
walk
oh
in,
my
he
gosh.
finds
what do we
out
got
right
going
then
on?
because I want that natural reaction of what do you really think, or of the fun of it, not knowing.
Shaking your head. That's
Just shaking your head. Oh yeah.
Bakelite, is it a Kate thing or a Janet thing? I think they both like
I'd say
Bakelite.
both, yeah, for sure.
Janet's collected Bakelite bracelets for a long time, and Kate, and they just naturally have bonded over Bakelite. Pretty cool to see it though.
And she actually has a huge collection.
Yeah, Janet has a lot, and Janet at the Oktoberfest is going to have over 1,000 bangles.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She was telling us about that.
yeah, I didn't know that.
She said she's going to have over 1,000.
She's been shopping all my bangles.
Yeah, you can't find a bangle when they come in the door. She's
grabbing
snatches them up.
Okay, do any of your vendors have Indian artifacts such as arrowheads, etc.? Yeah, we have several dealers. You might be able to speak more on that. You probably.
We have dealers that have actually set up really nice showcases of them. So you can buy collections, you can buy individuals, even the bigger pieces like a broad axe type head. Some of that type of stuff is in there as well. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in
A lot
the
of
antique
artifacts
center.
and axes and stuff. You definitely can find dealers with that in there. We even got some peace pipe in there. I've seen some early stuff. So, do you ever shop other antique malls in our area? No, generally not. Man, I would love to. I just don't have time. I know you guys get to see what we do through this lens of the camera, but outside of the camera being on, we're pretty busy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's very few hours in a week that's not like.
Well, whenever I'm not at the antique center, they'll rub me. They'll be like, "Where you been? Where you been?" I'm like, "Well, between the Airbnb and everything else that we do, there's a lot of stuff going on."
That's the crazy thing, Josh, is sometimes even when we're there, people don't see what we're doing sometimes because we're doing everything, not just buying antiques, but there's a lot of work that gets done around different places at home, away, everywhere.
And you've got a lawn mowing business. You got a Copper Top Farms and Flower, or Airbnb and a flower farm. We have our auction gallery. We have our whatnot stuff. Plus, we're running the antique center on top of that. I've got a whole group of people that buy stuff for me that I'm meeting with all the time. So yeah, I would love to shop more local. I don't even shop the Heart that much. I did a special video because I shopped the Heart last week. It's just, I don't get time to do that. It sounds ridiculous, but yeah, very hard to find enough time to shop it.
Well, we need another day in the week, Jay.
If we can get that 8th day.
Between Thursday and Friday, I'd like to have that day where it's just a day to do a lot of stuff because I could get it done during then. Then it wouldn't interfere with the weekend stuff that we do.
Yeah.
But we need an extra day.
Well, we're getting ready to throw another wrench in Friday night football starting out.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah,
Yeah, my son's a freshman. He's on the team, so
yeah.
we'll be going to Friday night football.
Friday night football coming up.
Then Saturday morning football with the JV team.
Yeah, when it's an exciting time of the year, though.
Yeah,
it really
it's
is.
fun.
It's so much fun. Like everyone around this area, and probably from where you're at, football's getting ready to start again, and we're a big football family.
Yeah.
These guys both coached high school football for a long time. We all three coached Pee Wee since our kids grew up.
Yeah, for many years, Jacob.
And you guys both played college football.
Yeah, and he was the president of the Pee Wee Association for many years.
Yeah, we were all very involved with a lot of the football.
And actually, this is
leadership.
the first year that none of us are involved
First
in
year,
football.
yeah.
Just
since
watching.
We were in the 3rd grade. I thought about that the other day. We've either played football or been a part of coaching since we were in the 3rd grade.
Yeah,
That's been a long time.
that's definitely been a long time. Okay, next question. A milk glass. Which do you see bringing in more, Westmoreland or Fenton? And which is older? Do you think milk glass is coming back? So milk glass. Which is older, Fenton or I think a lot of the Fenton milk glass was made, if I'm not mistaken, in like the '60s era. Westmoreland definitely had some older milk glass. I mean, you see some of these covered animals that were older. I don't know when the company started. That's a great George question as far as the details of when the companies both started. And which one brings the most? I think it's depending on the item. There's a lot of Westmoreland pieces that I see bringing a lot of money, from covered animals to whatever. Some hand painted, Westmoreland does really well. But Fenton, talk about Fenton for a second. Yeah, it's coming back strong. There's a lot of Fenton moving right now. Every day at the Antique Center, I see Fenton sold. When we have it at the auction, tons of interest. It doesn't matter what the piece is, if it's milk glass, if it's even the browns and the greens and the stuff that was just kind of how the last 10 years is just, you can't even hardly sell it. That stuff's all bringing money. Last week, I sold just a plain open compote for like $30 at our auction gallery, which is, it doesn't sound like a lot, but that piece 5 years ago would have brought $5 and it brought 30. So I believe not milk glass, but Fenton as a whole is really increasing, including the milk glass Fenton. That's just my thoughts on it. They're trying to teach me how to say Swarovski.
They got me the other day.
Swarovski.
I did it too. I actually practiced.
What you do is you giggle and laugh when you hear us say something like that. You just gotta go with it.
I practiced it the other day in front of the mirror, Josh. Like we used to just do other stuff.
Swarovski.
Sure, like how am I supposed to?
Swarovski.
Swarovski.
Well, I always get confused because when I see it, if you just read the word and pronounce it the way you were taught in English, you would say Swarovski. But that's in German. In Germany, that SW sound is SV. It sounds like Sva. And that's how I've been trained to understand German. And so this is an Austrian company which speaks German. So my mind goes that it's not pronounced Swarovski like we say it here, but it would be Sva at the beginning. So that's why I always get confused. I don't know. I really still don't know the correct way. And Swarovski, as you're saying here, that might be how we pronounce it here, but I don't think.
Knowledgeable dialect.
If
I don't
the
think that's
W
what we
is
do in
silent,
Germany.
it's Swarovski. Right?
If the W was silent, it would be.
Swarovski.
Oh, golly. How do you tell if something is Jeanette Glass? That's a great question that I can't answer. You have to look into it. Google Jeanette Glass. Just study it. Most of the time when I see Jeanette Glass, it's already got like a price tag on it or something. But I'm not an expert on Jeanette Glass by any means. I realize you must make a profit on whatnot. Okay, compare selling via Burner Brothers Auction House. What's the advantage on selling on whatnot? It's different. It's kind of like a different thing completely. So just like an antique center selling at a flea market, you're still selling antiques as two different platforms. Whatnot is another platform to sell stuff.
It's kind of like a drag strip, oval track, and NASCAR. They're all the same, but different.
Yeah. And that's what with Whatnot. Whatnot brings a lot of live interaction that you can have, and your personality gets involved in the selling of it. I don't hate to use the word. I don't know what the right word to use is. Just like you're being like we are right here. I can sit here and talk about an item, and I can explain what it is, and then I can sell it. Well, that's really cool. At the burners.com stuff, you get a photo and a brief description, and usually it's a still photo with 3 or 4 sides to it. On Whatnot, I'm showing the item, I'm talking about it. 2 different groups of people. Whatnot crowd gets very involved with who we are.
And we can see comments.
We read the
That's
comments.
awesome.
We can acknowledge them. We get build a
Too,
relationship.
Jacob, but we sold stuff that we bought 10 minutes prior.
Yeah, and maybe
That's a huge difference to me as
Right.
far as Whatnot to Burner's auction. You know,
Correct.
Man,
But then the dealer actually, or the person buying it at the auction site, they do their own research. If they have a piece they really like, they can get that, pull it up, and then they have a week or so to try to find what they like about it or don't like, or where it was made, or how old it is, or whatever they wanted to find out about it. Whatnot.
you don't know what's coming, dude. For us, you don't.
For us, you don't know what's coming daily or
But you know,
minutely.
and we always approach. I've always done this my entire life. Every time I get involved in something, I really approach it with a different approach. I mean, Whatnot, we probably. You've seen, if you follow us on Whatnot, you see that we don't do Whatnot like everybody else does. When I throw a pop-up show on, you don't know if I'm going to have a $500 necklace or a $5 figurine on until you start watching the show. And then you still don't know, because a lot of times we'll buy stuff without actually knowing what we bought, which sounds crazy. And then we'll unwrap it right in front of you and sell it as we're, you know, I bought a Fenton collection that way.
You mentioned Joe earlier that he's basically becoming a picker for you. You're going to know that he's bought the things that you like, and he's going to give you a price, and you may not go through all of it, but you're going to pull it, you're going to sell it, you're going to be okay with it. So that's what happens with a lot of your picks.
A lot of times. I mean, the gentleman that sold us, he showed us on the phone a sewing machine collection.
Yeah, that was cool.
And other stuff. He said, "Look, I know you guys got to buy wholesale." He said, "This is what I want for the group." And I was like, "Yeah, we'll pay for that." And I looked at the box and opened one piece up, and I'm like, "Okay, it looks like it's in the box." And then we turned the Whatnot camera on and literally unboxed it and sold it.
Yeah.
So Whatnot advantage is, like, first, administration overhead. We're not paying somebody to photograph it, to catalog it, to merge it into a catalog, and then waiting until a Thursday to sell it. Whatnot, I can unbox it and sell it right now, and we get people, you know, our shows, we're blessed in this. We have a pretty good sized following that when we open up, we got a lot of people that want to see what we're doing because of, you just don't really know what. So there's always that
variety.
unexpected.
I mean, you never know.
Variety
We went
is
from jewelry to
crazy.
selling quilt parts the other day.
Yeah, we in one show, we sold a 30-foot piece of fabric.
Yeah, we sold a
in the
piece
same
of
show.
fabric. I mean, that's the neat part about it, is on what you can get a variety of things, and you can get them. I mean, fast. It's fun. We try to make it fun.
We try and make it fun, so it's a different thing.
We push through a lot of product too,
and we do. And now also
sales happen.
Our burners.com sale. You know, we have a following that we've built over the past 30 years, and they're expecting a certain kind of thing that's going to be there, and we can sell stuff on Whatnot that's not burners.com stuff.
Yeah,
right. Some of the stuff
that's
that we
one
sell
of our
on
biggest
Whatnot.
discussions weekly is how we're selling this. You know,
You get that in.
We're
You're
gonna
like,
put it in the mall. Are we gonna, put it at Burners? Are we gonna put it through Whatnot? Are we gonna send it to another auction? I don't know. Sorting and going through and getting it to the right places.
Question for Coffee Talk: do you keep track of all your jewelry purchases, sales on Whatnot? Yeah, we do. My wife is an incredible an admin. So every time I buy something, it gets a unique purchase order number. And if I sell, and that's why sometimes on our Whatnot shows, I'm like, "Hey, you got to write this down, Janet, and mark where we're at on the show," because we keep track of every purchase and where it sells and how much it brings back in, and whether we've made money or lost money. All of those things, the stats on all of it is absolutely identified. And my wife does an incredible job of keeping track of that.
To say she's an incredible admin, it's kind of like just an understatement, really. She's like a superwoman. She's the goat. And that's one of the hats she wears.
Greatest of all time. Yeah.
Did you get the clip of the lizard popping out of the jar? Love the video that Kate loves and the lucite there. So what the question's about is we were doing a live Whatnot show, and I turned the vase over and a lizard fell out and live on the show, and so we ended up selling the vase and told everybody what happened. Sold the vase, and then Papal kept the lizard. Kate was at the show when this happened. This has been a couple months ago, and then Papal actually took this petrified lizard that we found that came from Florida, out of one of the vases down there, and he put it in a piece of plastic, molded it, like, what do you call it, acrylic or whatever? You know how you make
it was one of
paperweights?
his classes over at the farm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, brought it over there.
So he went to Copper Top Farm, took a class,
They
and
do that tumbling glass and
Tumbling
stuff.
glass, yeah. The tumbling glass,
Yeah,
which
and
is sometimes
she was
why.
like, I can put that in there.
And that goes back to sometimes why Josh and I like to make that crackle glass.
Yeah,
Because they need
helping them out.
helping them out.
So anyways, yeah, that was pretty cool. And I don't know if that video clip, I don't even know what show that was at. We could probably find it, but I don't really want to sit for a couple hours trying to figure out what show that was. But if you would like to do that, you can go to our past Whatnot shows and try and figure it out for us.
That's pretty cool.
That thing was in that vase for years. So it was completely petrified.
Yeah.
So here's a question about our Black Friday sale. Just to let you guys know, Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, we are going to be doing a combined Whatnot show with Kate. So we're going to actually probably have I'm going to personally have 5 or 6 shows that day. 1 hour segments for most of them, but there'll be 2 2-hour segments where Kate and I are both on at the same time. And we're going to be playing some games, be selling individual stuff. I'm going to have Noah sell some candles in one of those. And then at 9 o'clock is our 1-year anniversary sale on Black Friday. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be crazy quality.
Yeah.
The best stuff we've ever offered on Whatnot will be 9 o'clock Black Friday, 9 o'clock show. It's our 1-year anniversary. We were talking about doing bulk jewelry on that Friday still. We don't know what we're going to do. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun, but I do know this, that since it's a 1-year anniversary and you guys have watched Whatnot long enough to know, if Jacob says the 1 year at 9 o'clock is going to have mega stuff on it, it's going to be nice. It's going to be mega.
It's going to be good.
You're going to like it.
Yeah, you're not
I already
gonna
know a
miss that
couple of
show.
pieces that's going to be there. I'm not going to miss it.
At one point, the question was specifically about cats and dogs. We are having a competition, so Kate and I are going to each have cats and dogs in a show, and we're playing a game with it, and you guys are going to be involved, and we're keeping track. It's going to be fun. But I'm in charge of the dogs, and she's got cats. Obviously, Kate's got cats. I got the dogs, and I got some really cool dogs I've been picking up. I found some yesterday or 2 days ago, Saturday at the Heart. It's going to be a blast. Black Friday.
Yeah, Jacob couldn't get the cats. Not a chance.
No. Are you guys going to adopt Kate? She must love y'all. And she's like a sister, isn't she?
Already have.
Dad's buying her gifts already. I don't know what more you want.
I think she's on the Christmas card list.
How long can an item be held to be picked up in person when buying on Thursdays? Just call Nancy Camp. Just call the auction gallery there, and they'll work out with you. We can hold stuff up usually to 30 days, but we also have store unlocks outside that we can rent you monthly. And we've got people that want to rent them year round and just put their purchases in there and then come every 2-3 months and pick their own stuff up. So yeah, just anything can be worked out. Zuni Claus, that was a reference to Janet buying Kate the Santa Claus. That's a cool name for that, Zuni Claus. Zuni Claus. Can you add more music to your videos? No. Copyright infringements, they get kicked off YouTube, and I don't own music at all. I can't even hold a note or a tune for that matter. Sometimes I'll try and hum something. If you hear music in our background, if it's too loud, we'll even get kicked off. It won't allow our videos to process. So I don't know all of the regulations on copyright and music and stuff, but that's why we don't have music on our shows. It might be boring for some of us, but yep, that's the reason.
Sometimes we just blurt out some words singing along ourselves.
We're allowed to do that. We'll just have Jimmy sing more. No bulk jewelry sale Friday. Yeah, we did. We did not broadcast Friday's bulk jewelry show on YouTube. Now, if you're not following us on Whatnot, you don't get all of our shows. There's you get probably half, maybe a little over half of them. I'll do some pop-ups without being on YouTube and without being on Facebook.
Well, if you missed Friday, you missed Jimmy in a heck of an outfit.
Oh, you got to go to Whatnot and watch the past show. Jimmy was. What was Jimmy?
Man, what did we call you? Purple Haze. Is what
Purple
we-
Haze.
yeah.
Purple Haze.
Hey,
man.
Purple Haze. Purple Haze.
Purple velvet, crushed velvet. I don't know what you were wearing.
He's in a Superfly outfit.
Yeah, it was.
Superfly, yeah.
Happy birthday. Oh, yeah. A lot of you guys said happy birthday last week. Appreciate all those birthday wishes. Somebody asked how old I was. I just turned 49. Let me see here. Mamaw, they missed Mamaw's word of the day.
I almost forgot the video.
Yeah, I forgot the video. Well, it was just she wasn't there on one
No.
day. It was like a Friday show. I think I did. Mamaw usually not there, so I may have missed her. That's okay. Josh, they want to know how much the Josh rug costs. You and Jimmy did a video last week.
That was Jimmy's idea. He's like, dude, lay down there.
Actually, we had a lot of requests for you guys to do once a week. Jimmy and
Yeah,
Josh
I
take the
see
camera.
that. They want us
videos.
to
I would love
do
that, guys.
videos.
I could actually get some other stuff done.
Well, if
I don't know. I
you-
foresee trouble if Jimmy and I are in charge of the camera.
they got to actually see Josh's old dorm room, though. It was Yale.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Yale.
From
We
Yale.
kind of did it up, like where he studies. But that Josh road's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. A lot of comments about the Josh Road.
It's priceless because we can't get any money out of it.
Useless or priceless?
That's the only road back there that got up and walked away.
Walked away.
I'm glad the rest of them didn't.
Would you guys put solar panels on top of your buildings? I'd love that. If you want to pay for them, we'll gladly put them up. It's one of those things where over time we plan on doing more and more at the Antique Center, but obviously it's got to be budgeted out, and we're going to keep improving every year.
Hey, we got a guy from Chicago that's looking at getting us the plugins for electric cars.
Yeah,
He's trying to get us a grant, so we'll see if that comes through.
We're trying to get a grant right now for the EV plugins, and then solar power would be awesome if we could get something for that too.
You guys are really pouring a lot of stuff back into the heart too. A lot of people, I'm sure they see it, what's going on with it, but everything's going back into the business. When you pull in now, there's a place out there that you guys really cleaned up last week. I mean, that's nice.
You did a heck of a job.
Jimmy did a great job cleaning it up.
But I'm saying it'll be a nice little place for people to come hang out.
Speaking of that, this week,
So it'll be good.
yeah, we're
Seal coat, right?
we're putting seal coat on the whole thing. So when you're coming to the Antique Center, just pay attention. There's going to be cones directing you around our seal coating.
Plaid Shirt Guy, Kate talks about him. Is he a dealer, a regular shopper at the Heart? So I met Plaid Shirt Guy a few months ago. I'm not sure the exact month, maybe 5-6 months ago now. He watches our videos, and he came in and he introduced himself, and he's starting to buy and sell and loves our videos, and we just kind of became friends. And same with Kate. He's actually met Kate, a couple times as well, and he came out to the Antique Center, such an awesome thing, and he gave me that hat. In yesterday's video, we showed that. That was really cool. We traded hats. I gave him one of our Heart hats, and he gave me the plaid hat, and so that's who he is. And he always wears a plaid shirt, and so he got the nickname Plaid Shirt Guy because Kate recognized him because of the plaid shirt. She goes, "You're a Plaid Shirt Guy. I met you already," and then they started talking. And then that name, he's kind of owned it, and now that's his handle on the Whatnot shows and different things. He goes by Plaid Shirt Guy. So yeah, that's how that happened. Are you located in Springfield, Ohio, where I'm originally from? This goes to Martha out there. Josh?
Yes, it is. Springfield, Ohio.
Yes, it is. Springfield, Ohio, man.
She's originally from Springfield.
Yes.
Josh. She'll know
Championship
exactly where
City.
you're at. 70 and 40.
Yeah.
Yep, at the corner of
Right at the
Route
corner.
40 and I-70. Okay, here's a good question. What is grain paint? Grain paint, what we're referring to is, you see this cover behind me, this grain on here? This is a natural finish on this. So grain painting is when they will take a piece of furniture and they will paint lines on it to make it look like a piece of wood, natural. So maybe they make a cupboard out of poplar or pine, and they want to put this really cool grain on it, or they're using mixed woods and they want the grain to look the same. They'll paint the whole cupboard into what we call a grain paint. Very popular. Most of the time I see grain paint on stuff in like the 1860s. George could probably give you the exact dates when they used it, but I see a lot of like early 1860s and older type stuff were in there when they're trying to just make these grains. And then different parts of the world, I've seen different grain paints. So I've seen a lot in Europe as well. I've seen a lot here in the States. But grain paint, when we say those words, we're referring to a piece of furniture that has been painted to look like the striations of the wood, the veins in the wood right here, the natural veins and lines that go through it. Great question. Is Plaid Shirt Guy going to be there October 12th? Plaid Shirt Guy, are you going to be here October 12th? Go ahead and
question.
answer that in the comments. We're going to throw that one your way.
Yeah.
Grain paint, again, another question about that one. Let's see. And that was it. That's all of our questions.
Is that green paint? That's not green paint, is it?
No, it's got old paint and then it's scrubbed off. It's kind of like a peel paint look. But yeah, that one's not. I got a couple grain painted pieces though. Not here. And I got one downstairs in the basement. Wow, coffee talk. Jimmy, any other comments? What do you think?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. The weeks go by so fast.
It's like a blink, isn't it?
It is.
So let's talk about, what do you got coming up this week? We have Whatnot shows almost every day. We'll continue pop-up Whatnot shows. This Thursday, our burners.com auction all day long. Friday night football opening game. We have to go. I didn't tell you this yet. Tomorrow we are going to go to the George Rogers Clark Park and film for the Fair of New Boston.
Good, yeah. We've been working on that for a
And then
while.
on Friday we're going to go to the Hertzler House Museum.
Perfect.
And they want us to come in and film at the museum so we can show our viewers.
That'd be great.
Nice, because that's a
Fair of
really
New
a
Boston's
big
coming
deal.
up.
Yeah, the Fair of New Boston
Labor
is a
Day
huge
weekend.
deal here in Springfield,
Yeah.
Clark County.
Look it up. It's really
yeah.
cool.
So we're gonna go
George
film
Rogers Clark Park.
at the Fair of New Boston. It's a fair that happens. It's a 3-day event, Labor Day weekend, and you guys come to the Antique Center. You want to go to the fair then as well.
Yeah.
Plan on spending all weekend. It's crazy.
12, 14 minutes apart.
Yeah, we're just
It's
12-minute drive apart, and it's local. And they recreate the battle that happened here from the Revolutionary War. Is that, or when was the battle?
No, that battle was from the. Oh
One
goodness.
at the battle.
We're gonna let you know when we
George
talk to
Rogers,
them. We'll let them tell us what
Yeah.
they're recreating.
We don't want to totally butcher this.
We're going to butcher this really bad. We're stop commenting on it.
Yeah.
We're going
But
to interview them.
It's from the.
Been going there ever since it was little.
Yeah, this is back in the fair is actually like set up like an old trading post back in early times when
Like
they're
the
still
1700s.
Yeah, 1700 style. Well, they're still hammering stuff out with forging and it's really
Blacksmith
neat.
there, yeah.
The
Yeah.
blacksmiths are there. The old horses are there. Of course, the battle reenactment stuff is there. They shoot off the cannons. I mean, they have it's really neat. It's a neat thing when you know it.
Indians are there.
Yeah, it's
There's a lot of tribes will be there. There's a lot of fun stuff that happens there. So we will be talking about that. We're going to go there on site and film. We're going to take you guys along, invite you to come that weekend as well, Fair of New Boston.
And we'll be able to introduce what the Hertzler House is too.
Hertzler House
Why it's
as
there.
well, and why it's there. It's a pretty amazing place. So make sure you're watching our channel. If you're not watching, I guess you wouldn't be watching this, but like, subscribe, and comment because you are watching. And we're gonna keep you posted, guys. Coming up, we're gonna end this talk right now. We've got a lot of time on here, so blessings to everybody out there. Make sure you comment and burners.com. Follow our whatnot. Subscribe for all of our pop-up shows so you get your notifications. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good week.